Surviving in the aviation industry is not always a guarantee. In fact, for many airlines, it continues to be an uphill struggle. Positioning an airline for long-term success is difficult. Pair the implications also of the global pandemic that we're recently emerging out of, and you've got a task that is 10 times tougher than initially imagined. Flyer is one of Norwegian's newest airlines, and now it is fighting for survival as we approach the winter season, implementing a crisis plan as it looks to obtain critical funding that would keep it afloat. Funding that, according to many, won't be of the value that they are looking for to keep it alive for much longer. The airline is looking to raise money to survive the winter and emerge in a manner that can see them have a sustained future and hopefully a successful summer 2023 period. But the reality is that might be a lot harder than first imagined, and they may struggle to make the next summer season. Flyer launched into a unique market in that while carriers continue to pop up, there wasn't indeed the demand or growth levels to justify the birth of these new airlines, with existing mainline carriers already struggling in the region. So the establishment of a new Norwegian low-cost airline alongside the newly born Norse and the already existing Norwegian was never going to be an easy task, and it's no shock now that the airline is struggling to obtain crucial funding to stay afloat, with many people not believing an investment is truly worth it. And when that happens, the business is in serious trouble. All this news also comes following comments from other airline executives in the sector that firmly believe that the carrier has established itself in a market that cannot justify nor sustain as many airlines as are currently flying. The airline in question is looking to raise tens of millions of USD in funding via a capital raise. Liquidity is usually left in the reserve to help protect an airline. However, Flyer is seeking near-term liquidity in the attempts to resolve issues and protect the airline. The network has been sliced open down the middle, with operations dropping by over 50% during this winter season, a decision that has arrived to maintain the airline's operations. But what it doesn't mean is that they will be able to survive the winter or even the coming months. Many analysts have already started putting forward the question on when the airline will drop, some putting forward the option of potentially being weeks and or months. One thing that is for sure is that the airline is absolutely up against it and will be consistently now fighting for survival, with that additional funding being very, very important. But in my opinion, something to take from all of this is the airline is looking for near-term liquidity. Just because they get a cash injection and the potential to go again in the summer of 2023 doesn't mean that everything will magically change by the winter season of next year. There is the very real possibility that if they are able to survive this winter season alone, the same problems will persist year after year. And of course, an airline that is struggling for market share and market demand doesn't position itself in a way where it will see long-term success. We've seen Norse also cut their network recently. Therefore, the future is uncertain. And what many people say, including myself, is that insanity is doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting a different results. Lots of these airlines in this specific sector of our industry have collapsed, yet return in some capacity and then struggle after a couple months of launch, adopting a similar business model to the previously failed airline or arriving into a market that doesn't have enough sustained demand. It doesn't make a lot of sense, and you're often left wondering, did they really expect something different? Let me know your thoughts on Flyer and if you believe they will survive the winter. Thank you very much for watching this video here on the channel, of course, given the circumstances. Do take care and be safe, and I will indeed see you next time for more aviation news.